Welcome, everyone, to the Armed Forces Insurance Military Spouse of the Year show. We are excited for you to join us today as we share about some of our MSOYs and the work they are doing in their communities. In each episode, we'll talk with an MSOY about what it is they're doing and how the AFI program has supported them. Today is our very first episode, and we're excited to bring to you several of our 2022 branch winners and to talk about what it is they are doing. Hiba Abdal was nominated as the Ramstein Air Base Spouse of the Year. Originally from Arkansas, she has been married to her airman for 4.5 years.
Hi, Megan. Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, thank you for joining us today. So I wanted to ask you, can you tell us a little bit about what your platform is or what it is that you were nominated for?
Sure. So my platform and what I was nominated for was actually working on supporting military family quality of life for our families across the Department of the Air Force.
Awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about how the AFI MSOY program and community has supported the work that you've done?
Absolutely. So the AFI MSOY community has supported me by connecting me to military spouses all over the globe who are working on the very same issues and challenges across service branches for the entire Department of Defense. And so I feel very fortunate that I get to support military family quality of life issues and that we get to help and help one another as we work through, some of those challenges.
No, absolutely. And such good and important work that you are doing. So thank you for joining us today. We look forward to reconnecting in the coming weeks and diving in further to what your platform is and how the AFI MSOY program has been able to support you through that process. Next up, we have Cindy Miley. She was nominated as the National Guard Spouse of the Year for New York. Embracing the stress of 7 deployments and 8 PCSs, she has been married to her airman for 30 years. Cindy is our 2022 Armed Forces Insurance National Guard Military Spouse of the Year.
Hi.
Hi, thank you for joining us today, Cindy. So can you tell us a little bit about your platform and what you were nominated for?
Yeah, so I was nominated for bringing to light the unique challenges that the National Guard families have to face.
No, absolutely, which is a very important topic, as many of us sometimes forget what our National Guard families do and what their life is like. Can you tell us some about how the AFI MSOY program and community has been able to support the work that you're doing?
Yes, AFI MSOY community has been able to, has given me the opportunity to shine a light on a little of the challenges that National Guard families face. And now we are actually being included in conversations on how we can effectively help our National Guard families.
Yeah, no, absolutely, which is a very important thing. And I can't wait for us to reconnect again in the coming weeks to be able to dive in more about what it is our National Guard families face and the work that you are doing to support them. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Next up, we have Vinny Toth. Vinny was nominated as the Camp Courtney Military Spouse of the Year. Currently residing in Japan, he has been married to his Marine for 9 years. Vinny is our 2022 Armed Forces Insurance Marine Corps Military Spouse of the Year. Thank you for joining us today, Vinny.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about what your platform is and what it was that you were nominated for?
Yeah, so what I was nominated for was for diversity, equity, and inclusion within all aspects of our military community, and also community involvement for volunteering. Super important to me, making sure that we are giving back to not only the military community, but also our local community. For me, is in Japan. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's such a great platform to be on because, as we know, our military community is very diverse. And so having that inclusion is so important. Can you tell us a little bit about how the AFI MSOY program and community has been able to support the work that you've done?
Yeah, so what has really helped me is getting to know a lot of the people around the globe, going to MSOY Week and getting a lot of those connections that they can help me, kind of grow and to be more diverse and be able to show that platform around the world, not just in my little hometown of Okinawa. So that's one of the biggest things that has helped me the most.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's so awesome to hear. And I can't wait for us to be able to dive in more in the coming weeks about learning more about how you've been able to work on that inclusion and giving back to the community. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Next up, we have Abby McCracken. Abby was nominated as the Coast Guard District 11 Spouse of the Year. Navigating life through 15 deployments and 4 PCSs, marrying her high school sweetheart, she has been married to her Coast Guardsman for 11 years. Abby is our 2022 Armed Forces Insurance Coast Guard Military Spouse of the Year.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today. Can you tell us a little bit about what your platform is and what you were nominated for?
I was originally nominated for my general passion for community outreach and providing Coast Guard families with relevant information that helps them get through whichever tough times they were facing in the moment. But recently, my heart is leading me into focusing more on our military children and anti-bullying as they PCS with their military families.
Yeah, and that is such an important topic, and I'm so excited to hear you wanting to take that on. Can you tell us a little bit about how the AFI MSOY program and community has been able to support you and the work that you're doing and have done?
The community has provided me a safe space to broaden my passion for advocacy and focusing in areas that I didn't even know were areas that I wanted to progress in and wanted to focus on. So it's really just an awesome, safe space to answer and ask questions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I can't wait for us to reconnect and to be able to dive in more as to the work you're doing and how the program has supported you in the coming weeks. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I can't wait.
And finally, joining us today is Monica Bassett. Monica was nominated as the Fort Riley Spouse of the Year. Originally from Texas and navigating several deployments and PCSs, she has been married to her soldier for 9 years. Monica is our 2022 Armed Forces Insurance Army Military Spouse of the Year.
Hi, Megan. Thanks for having me on today.
Hi, thank you for joining us. So I wanted to ask you, as with everybody else today, what is the platform that you work on, or what were you nominated for?
I was nominated for my advocacy work with our military families who are underserved and underprivileged, with a focus and a stronghold on food insecurity.
No, that is such an important topic, and we've seen a lot of that in the news over the last few years, and so it's really good to be able to hear our military community and our spouses being able to give back and to work on that. Can you tell us some about how the AFI MSOY program and community has supported the work that you're doing?
Yes. So the Armed Forces Insurance Military Spouse of the Year program has really afforded me the opportunity to elevate my advocacy work, to propel my passion forward with confidence, with support, and with this really strong network that I didn't know was out there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We hear it a lot. The power of our community and the power of our network is amazing. So I can't wait to connect with you in the next couple of weeks to be able to dive in further to what it is you're doing with food insecurity and the changes that you are making. So yeah, that's going to be amazing. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a wonderful day.
What a phenomenal group of military spouses. It's no question why they are our AFI MSOY 2022 branch winners. Please stick around in the coming weeks as we dive in further with not only our 2022 branch winners, but also many of our current and past branch and base winners on what it is they are accomplishing in their communities. Thank you, everyone, for joining.